Hello, everybody. Welcome to lunch and Arbor Marketing. Who's enjoying the beautiful day today so far? It's pretty nice, huh? Yeah, we were going to actually have the meeting outside, but we needed the projector, so we'll stay in. But yeah, thank you for that. Thank you, sir. Thank you, kind sir. Look, you set a good example. You got the 5 spot. All right, so I'm Derek, in case you don't know, from Ingenics Digital Marketing. And this is Stacy from Dollar Bill Copy. Stacy is the treasurer of LA2M. We are a 501c3 nonprofit organization focused on marketing education, which is why we come out here every week and do programs like this, and we're hoping to do more. So we are a volunteer organization and self-funded. So we pass the hat. So for anyone that wants to contribute, we suggest $3. Now you don't have to contribute, but any money you put in here will go into our fund to help us do more marketing programming. So just keep an eye on that. Stacy will pass that around. She's our treasurer. And how many people are here for the very first LA2M? First timers? Okay, welcome, welcome. You're in for a real treat today. We do meet every Wednesday, which is pretty cool, every Wednesday, except for certain holidays. But we're, and the snow, the big snowstorm. The blizzard of 2011, which wasn't really that big of a blizzard, but that was actually, we rescheduled that program for this, so here we are. And for those of you who are new, there is a Facebook page, as every business should have a Facebook page, so please become a fan of LA2M on Facebook. And we also have a nice LinkedIn group, so please feel free to join our LinkedIn group. Great. You met the 2 ladies at the front door, Tiffany and Nikki, checking everyone in. Nikki's the new LA2M intern, right? I said she should call herself the famous LA2M intern. She's actually the first LA2M intern. But she's been great, so feel free to help her out. And Tiffany works with Ingenics, and she does a lot to help LA2M too. So, anywho, the format for this program is we talk for 30 minutes, or we don't, but our speaker does. And then there's some time for Q&A and interaction. And at 12:45, we go around the room and you get the chance to introduce yourself, which is really nice. You can take, 30 seconds on the mic and tell us who you are, and then pass the mic and we go around the room. Before we get started today, does anyone have any events or things that we need to be aware of that they wanted to announce? Yes, I'm going to come back here. Mark Reynolds.
New Enterprise Forum 25th anniversary tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Newenterpriseforum.org.
Great. And that's out of EMU.
EMU, exactly.
EMU Student Center, right? That new building on Eastern Michigan's campus.
I just wanted to let everyone know that Women Making Connections is having their 6th annual spring event on April 20th, and we're looking for vendors and sponsors. Connor O'Neill's has hosted us in the past, and hopefully we'll be here again this year. And then at 306 South Main, where Derek is also hosting Women Making Connections. It's for men and women. Just happens to be the name of the company, but it's a powerful networking group, and we'd love to have everyone attend. Thanks.
Great. And LA2M fully supports Women Making Connections. We're all for it. And men too, of course. We should all just connect. Why can't we all just get along, folks? So, okay, so enough for me. You have the lay of the land. Our speaker today is someone that a lot of you know, very talented individual by the name of Kevin Gillespie. Yes. And Kevin is, this microphone's dying, but that's okay. We'll get the batteries changed out before Q&A. Kevin, you have your wireless mic? Okay, he has a wireless mic. That's the important thing. But Kevin's a great guy. I work with Kevin a little bit at Ingenics, which is really nice. And Kevin is also a speaker and a creative coach. And his What's in Your Toolkit is really pretty breakthrough and exciting. So I applaud all of you for coming out to see him today. But why don't we give him a big applause? Kevin Gillespie.
Thanks, Derek. Can anybody hear me?
Yes.
Can anybody hear me?
Yes.
Good. So, my name's Kevin Gillespie. He just told you that, but I'll repeat it. I've got a question for everybody here. Who in this room has ever used a tool? Oh, I can connect with all of you now. I love tools. In fact, I love tools so much that I have lots of them. I have big tool chests and I have little tiny sewing kits that are used. It's on. Hello.
You want to move over that way?
Green light. All right, right tool for the job. Got it. Sorry. Okay, so I love tools. Made that point. I have all sorts of big tool chests. I work on cars and motorcycles. I'm the person in my house that sews, so I have one of those little hotel sewing needle thing. And I just love tools. I love tools so much that on Saturday I do a radio show with my partner Keith Paul, who's here. He's a builder, owns a handyman franchise company, and we talk about tools all the time. So tools to me are really important. I think they are to everybody. But the kind of toolkit I'm going to talk about today, if I can get this to go, is the kind of tools that aren't in a toolbox. You carry them in a personal toolkit, and we all have them. The issue is we aren't all as aware of them as we can be or could be, and that keeps us from maybe being as effective as we could always be. All right. Okay. This could be a dramatic issue. It was working earlier.
It's a tool.
It is a tool. Trying to get the right tool for the job. Let me get this thing out there. Someone know a funny joke? I don't know how to remote, so that's the issue. Okay, we need to turn the projector back on. All right, well here I'm going to go here then. I'm going to start. The basic format of my talk today is interactive. I'm going to show you guys a bunch of pictures up here. Someone in the audience, maybe multiple people, is going to pick one of those pictures, and I'm going to talk about the tool that I carry in my toolkit, how I got it, how it works, and how maybe you guys can search your toolkit, either use the same one or find the ones that you carry to make you more effective in relationships with anyone, your spouse, your children, people you work with, better at your job, whatever it is you're looking to improve upon. So I'm going to, in lieu of having all the pictures up there, I'm going to start with one. It's a picture of a book. Someone would pick it and the book would come out and I would go, oh, that one, I love that story. Basically, there's a gentleman named Gordon McKenzie. He was the creative director of Hallmark Cards, amongst other things. He was a sculptor and he was an artist and other things. But he wrote a book called Orbiting the Giant Hairball. And it essentially talks about how corporate structure is a giant hairball, and the way for people to remain creative and engaged in the world is to not land on that hairball, because as soon as you engage in that hairball, you become one of the fibers in it. So his thing is to orbit that hairball to remain successful in creative living. So he used to go to elementary schools, and he would take all the sculpture stuff for the kids, and he would set up in a classroom. The kindergarten kids would come in. Here we go. The kids would come in, and he would, no, wrong one, but that's okay. He would come into the classroom, and he'd say, how many creative people are in this room? How many artists are in this room? And every little kindergarten person would raise their hand. Everyone, excited. Then, he'd go to the second grade. How many artists are in this room? And maybe 6 people would raise their hand. So on and so on. He gets to the 6th graders. He says, how many artists are in this room? 2 people go like this, okay? And he goes, wait a second, where did all the artists go? Did you ship them out of here? Or, what'd you do with the creative genius that used to live in the school, in the kindergartners? And the fact of the matter is, we get that stuff beat out of us. All of us do. You have to work to retain that creative energy and find your creative genius. I remember being in kindergarten, and I drew a sun with this little light coming down and so on, and the substitute teacher came in and said, that's not what a sun looks like. And I was devastated. It's like, wait, I just drew a picture of a sun, that's how I expressed it, all that stuff. And I went through the rest of my life going, wow, I can't really draw a sun very well. And then I got into advertising. And we'd go out to shoot car spots, and the director would say, whoa, look at those God rays. And I'm going, those lines that I always loved are actually called God rays. So it was just an indication that you have to work to not let people take the creative genius out of your life. That's one of my most important tools to me, is to continue to be curious maintain and energize that creative energy that we're all born with. Important tool. Who wants to take a picture? Here, let me get rid of this one so you can see them all. Anyone? Sure.
The mousetrap.
The mousetrap, that's such a great one. This is a really amazing tool that you should use. Okay? Everybody has a mousetrap in their toolkit, and you might have a lot of them. And they show up in relationships, again, or in work, or in almost anything you do. We tend to, when we play the game of mousetrap, you roll the dice, you put a piece on, then you move it, then you put another piece on, and finally you've got this thing that at the end of the thing, every time you crank it, it catches the mouse. We become that mouse on so many occasions because we set something up, and we go to the next thing. If it's a conversation with someone that we're married to or close to, we develop these mousetraps that we continue to fall into. And my thing would be to become as aware as you can of when you're building a mousetrap and say, whoa, like this game, I don't want to play this game anymore, and you sort of pack it up and put it back in the box. I'm lucky because the actual mousetrap game I have at home is missing the marble. So when I crank it, the guy never jumps into the bathtub. Right? But in real life, it's important to do the same thing. Lose the marble, lose the crank, lose the bucket, whatever it is, because we all build these mousetraps, and they keep us from really being as effective or successful as we otherwise might be. That's the mousetrap.
What about the fist?
Which fist? There are 3 of them.
I see one like this.
Yeah, there's 3 of those.
Up there. In the middle.
There. Okay, this is awesome. It's one of my favorites. I have my son Noah. He was little actually, and he always had to do his moves. He had to practice his karate moves and all this stuff. And he had a little brother. And he's here, wow, knocking him down. And it's like, I got to channel this a little bit different way. And I'm pretty much a non-violent guy, but I thought, I'm going to take him and teach him some real karate stuff. We'll take some lessons together. And I found this type of karate that they teach at the rec center. It's really cool. It's family-oriented. It's called Sen Ru. And basically, it's non-competitive. It's a really healthy way to exercise. And we went, and there are 3 stories up there because I learned 3 really important tools from this activity. But this one, this fundamental, it shocked me when I heard it. It made so much sense that I try and call it up always. And that is, Sensei said, this class is about self-respect. Because the more self-respect you have, the less self-defense you need. And to me, that was like a ton of bricks. The more self-respect you have, the less self-defense you need. And I would ask everyone in this room to think about, when you feel you need self-defense, where you could draw on self-respect and go through the world respecting yourself, which of course makes you respect others, and you'll find yourself needing less self-defense. So that's a tool I love, personally. I love all these. Hope you can take some with you. Anyone else?
The butterfly.
The butterfly. All right. This, we went out to our herb garden. This is about reinventing yourself, which is a constant thing I think people have to do. But we had a herb garden on our deck, and my youngest son, Quinn, found a caterpillar crawling up the parsley. Yeah. Well, and as I do, we live out in the woods, and nature and animals and stuff like that are something I celebrate dramatically. And so we took him, and he said, can we keep him? Can we keep him? Can we keep him? We put in a little critter catcher, and I said, we can keep him for a couple days, right? We have to feed. He's eating parsley. Let's go online, find out what else he likes to eat. We'll put it in the critter catcher. And okay, great. So we set that up, got up the next morning. What happened? No, there's a cocoon in this critter catcher. And I'm like, oh, well, this is a cool little science experiment. And we're watching. And it's like, we got up in the morning, we're supposed to leave on vacation for 10 days. And I'm like, how do I let this butterfly do its thing without, still being protected and not trapped and all that stuff? I was really worried about it. So when we got up that morning, I went out to the critter catcher, and there was the butterfly. It had come out of the cocoon. And so it was at a point where my son could actually walk all over his hand. It was an absolutely amazing experience for Quinn and for me. It was just wonderful. But the thing is that it showed me, that's a miracle, to me, a miracle of life. And where that put me was, there have been times in my life, particularly a position that I took about 20 years ago, where it was a job that I could do hands down. I had done it, it was a production company, and I'd already owned a production company. I could come into this business, I could have done it all. But I made a promise to myself that I was going to go in and I was going to be a sponge. I was going to exercise my creative expression harder than I'd ever done before, because I'm with a completely new group of people. If they judged me, it would be based on what I said and did then as opposed to what happened in the past. And it was a superb opportunity. It taught me that you can go into any situation and determine to some extent who you're going to be, how you're going to land in that world or environment. And it's something that you have to think about. The tool of reinvention, of continuous growth, of being aware of who and what you are and what you're doing allows you to become a better butterfly. And I love butterflies. They are a symbol to me of a miracle of reinvention.
How about that blue sedan delivery or whatever that is?
Okay. Stacey, I'm going to get to you because I want to know what you want to know about. Which one, Jim?
In the lower
Left
right,
corner or the middle?
The middle.
Okay. This is an important one. And it's really, really personal. And it involves my delightful daughter, Heather, who's sitting right here. I had a 1940 Chrysler that I towed back here from Santa Cruz in the mid-70s. All right, beautiful car, big, long car, suicide doors, like a living room inside, straight 8, 120 miles an hour. That thing would just be like a living room down the road. It had fluid drive. I mean, it was like the coolest car. I brought it back in 1976. I wasn't married, I didn't have children, I was in school, all this stuff. And I continued as I grew through my life to move that car from place to place. Various amounts of fix it here, fix it there. Never really got it to a point where it was restored. And then I had the misfortune, the sort of experience of going through a divorce. And the car was mine, and I didn't have anywhere to keep it, and so I decided I would get rid of the car. It was sort of a big decision, but I thought, what the heck, I just sell it, I don't have this a pain. So I sold the car, and these two guys came and bought it, and they put it up on a trailer, and they started towing it away. And, forgive me, I started crying. And it's like, I thought, and for a minute, I go, why am I crying? It's a car. And I thought, I was confused. I thought, I'm crying because I'm losing a car? No. I finally realized that what was going on there was I had this dream of driving my daughters, my wife on Sunday with, gossamer, Gaussian blur on the lens and slow motion. I had this big dream about that car that had really nothing to do with the car. And it made me realize that so many things in our life, we set up these pictures of them or expectations of them, and we project those into the future, and we don't get there, and there's this source of either consternation or dissatisfaction or sadness or self-destructive sort of thoughts. And it made me realize that I have to be very clear. You have to set goals, and you have to desire to move forward. But if you create dreams and drawings and so on that are unattainable or that for whatever reason have to go away, you have to be able to separate the reality of that situation from the dream or the projection of desire. It's deep maybe, but to me it was very profound to realize that what I was sad about was not what was happening, it was about the loss of whatever dream that was. It was very real to me. And I try and pay attention to that now. I still fall prey to it, definitely. Stacey, you had one?
Uh-huh. The Power Ranger, because if that's your son, my son has the same costume.
Does he? Mm-hmm. Okay, you know what? That's one of my favorite stories, and I'm going to tell that in a little bit. So will you remind me, when we get to like 5 minutes or whatever it is, remind me, because he has to come out.
Okay.
But I don't think he's ready just yet. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Want to pick a different one?
The money.
The dollar bill printing. Okay, this is a funny story. Are any musicians in the room? Okay. Yeah, Keith. I used to work at LA2M Music right here across the street. It was great. It was the 70s rock scene was happening, MC5 and Nugent and all the stuff that was going on. That was like the epicenter for Ann Arbor. It was excellent. And every Monday, all the guitar players would come in after the weekend. They had made some money. They'd come and get new strings and all this stuff. And the one guy in particular, we'd talk every Monday and say, hey, how'd you do? Oh, I played 2 gigs. It was really great. It was really great. Okay. And I said, really, you're making lots of money? He goes, well, yeah, I'm getting $25 for every gig. I go, really? Yeah, it's not really enough, I'm not worth it to drive all the way there. I go, why are you only getting paid $25? What are you telling me you want? He goes, well, I tell him $25. And I go, well, dude, what if you were to tell him you were 100? right? And you know, just passive conversation. Okay, a couple weeks go by, he comes in and I go, hey, same conversation. How's your weekend? Really good, man. 2 gigs, all great. You know? Oh, you must be making a lot of money. Yeah, I'm doing okay. Well, what are you getting? I'm getting $100. And I go, well, how'd you do that? I told him I was worth $100. And it's, you know, it's so true. We can reduce this or expand this to a business situation and talk about how marketing, you know, competition, all this stuff. But the fact of the matter is, you have to have a sense of your self-worth. You have to be able to walk into a situation where there's business or whatever it is, and understand where, you know, that you have value and what that value is, and to constantly think about not selling yourself short. It's not about, you know, ripping off or, you know, doing anything bad. It's about walking into a situation, go, I have value here, it's worth this, and I'm going to present it that way. And the amazing thing is, he kept getting $100. I don't know, maybe he went to 200 at some point, but he could get $100 because he said, I'm a $100 guitar player. So it's a really important lesson that I learned at that definitely. Thanks, Dollar Bill. There, I saw a hand over here. Yes, ma'am.
Sailboat.
A sailboat. Oh man, I love this. This is one of the most important stories of all time for me. And then here, windsurf, it's an old sport, not so popular. Did you? Okay. I love windsurfing. I loved it before I could do it. And I, you know, would watch it on TV and the competitions, and I'd even get DVDs from the surf shops and watch it. And I thought, I gotta learn this. A friend of mine had a windsurfer up on Union Lake, so I drove up there one Sunday. Yeah, I'll teach you. Great. Go up to his house. Very good. He gets on the windsurfer. He's sailing all over the lake. Wow, I gotta do this. I gotta do this. Comes back in, you know. Go ahead, give it a try. So I get on the, I don't know if you ever do it, but you basically have to get up on the board first. Then you grab the sail, pull it up like this, and you sit there. Then you grab it, and then you sort of put it into the wind. This is what he told me to do, and then you'll go. I thought, okay, so, you know, uphaul the sail, grab the boom, pull it in, and like, wham, right over the front of the board. Oh, okay. Try it again. Every time, for like 4 hours, I would just go flying off the front of the board. I never actually sailed. And I kept going to my buddy, what am I doing wrong? I don't know, he's in the clouds. I don't know, just keep going, you know, you gotta pull it, just go, you'll get it. Once you get it, you'll go. Okay, so I don't give up, and I'm waterlogged, and 5 hours of this, and falling, and bruised everywhere. So I get in my car, driving home, and oh, there's a Borders. Driving to Borders, go to the sporting windsurfing. Pull up the book, how to windsurf. Okay. I'll pull the sail. Yeah, I did that, you know. All right, grab the boom, fill the sail, or grab the boom, step behind the mast, pull the sail. I'm going, wait a minute. What's this? Okay, all it was this one little thing, right? I didn't know that. Step behind. So the next weekend, I go to Traverse City on the bay, which is real water, rent a windsurfer, and I sailed my ass off for 2 days. The whole weekend, that's all I did. And what it taught me was, and the men in this room will understand this, everyone will understand you have to be curious. That's so important. Maintain curiosity about the world, reinventing yourself, being a creative genius. It's all about staying curious about the world. Okay, that's the first thing. But the other thing is not to be afraid to look for that piece of information. Always understand that it's one little tiny keystone or step behind the mast or whatever it is that can keep you from moving forward and maximizing being the best you can be. So we don't ask directions, okay? I get that, you know. We don't want people to help us, all that. But at some point, we suffer because we let a little tiny piece of information get in the way of us moving forward. All right? Simple, but profound, again, for me. So I now am not afraid to ask directions, well, sometimes, but most of the time, I understand that I'm going to search out, I'm voraciously curious. I want that one piece of information because I don't want to be held back by it. Curiosity, it's the best. I know you'll tell me about cats and all that stuff. Anyone else? Yes? Tim?
What's the book or something next to the mousetrap?
Book next to the mousetrap. Okay, this is another daily double. This is so great. Oh, this is another Gordon McKenzie. I advise everyone, I invite you, it's out of print, but you can find it, to get Orbiting the Giant Hairball. To me, it's not, I mean, not to get into the religious realm, but it is a Bible of sorts for me because it continually pushes me to keep in mind that I do have tools and how to use them. But if you go to chapter 19 of Orbiting the Giant Hairball, chapter is entitled Orbital Right. right? You turn the page, and the whole chapter is one line. Did not have a pilot's license. Okay, again, maybe I'm easily amused, but when I got to that, it was like a ton of bricks. It's like, wait a second, overwriting it, of course he didn't, okay? And all these tools are so easy to just, oh yeah, right, yeah, I can read that much. The fact is, that is something else that should drive every one of us. Now, you know, and I have two pilots in the back of the room. You have to know how to fly an airplane, I get it, you should be licensed. But in general, moving through the world, you don't have to have a license to be who you're going to be. You don't need people's permission to be who you're going to be. And if you think about the fact that if you go, yes, there's some legal thing, I need a license, but anything that isn't legal, you should try and do and be, because there's no reason to ask someone's permission for it. So that didn't have a pilot's license. It gets in my head. I'm going to do something. Wait, I can't do that. Whoa. I don't need a pilot's license for that, you know. Or another friend who I say, I can't do that, he goes, you can't yet, right? So it's all about thinking about what you can do and not worrying about permission from people. Anyone? Yes, ma'am.
What's the squiggly thing in the middle?
Oh. Can anyone tell me what that is?
Handcuff?
It is a snake. I love snakes. It's an Ouroboros. An Ouroboros is an ancient symbol of infinity, okay? And how the world is a cycle and things go around and round and round. Now, I call this tool number one because to me this is the fundamental thing of being a human being on this planet. And that is, we'll go to a 60s thing here. What goes around comes around, okay? And if you want to go farther than the 60s, hey, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Get a little sort of squishy here, but to me, that is the most important tool that any human being can carry. And that's why I call it tool number one. I also love snakes, but that idea of what goes around comes around should be like one of those plug-ins in your noggin that affects should. That's a bad word. I shouldn't tell. Well, wait. I don't want to tell you how to live, but I will say this. The world would be a much better place if you think of that little snake when you deal with people and you treat them the way you want to be treated. It's a really nice piece of jewelry, too. That's an aside. Okay. Want me to pick one of my favorites? Let's see. Oh, this is a really cool. Well, I'm going to tell this one. I have this saying, and this comes from working in the broadcast world. When I say this a lot, I'm getting tired of saying it, but it's so true because it was a profound thing for me. The rule is, no blood, no fire, no freak out. Now, I used to work in television advertising, and we would do spots for the Super Bowl, for instance. We'd finish them on a Friday afternoon because everyone's hair is on fire. Oh, we're working till the very last minute. And then we get a call at 7 o'clock on Friday afternoon going, you know what, we got to change this, this, and this. And I go, what, Super Bowl Sunday? And they're like, yeah, I know, we got to get it done by tomorrow noon or whatever. So there was this whole thing of like someone in the room could not panic was sort of what I learned from that. And in operating in that environment, people are panicking. There's lots of money involved. People are worried about looking good and all that stuff. Well, what really drove that home for me was I have a son. His name is Dominic, and he has autism. And one day we were getting ready to go to a graduation party for one of my daughter's friends. And, it was one of those handoffs things. Oh, okay, I dressed Dominic, okay, and my wife, okay, she's out of the shower, okay, I'm going to do all this stuff. And I come out and I go, where's Dominic? She goes, I don't know, I thought you had it. No, I thought you had it. We live out in the country, okay? That's our house right there, one of those houses. And he had disappeared. So, okay, I go out and look in the garage, he's not there, maybe he got in the car early, no. Oh, maybe he went around the backyard, no. So then I go, uh-oh, like, he's past some perimeter beyond which I can't see him. And if you look, that could be these woods, could be that pond, which was very scary. Could be there's a golf course over here. I didn't know what to do. So I called 911, which is the first time in my life I ever called 911. And within about 25 minutes, I had 4 different jurisdictions. I had divers in my pond. I had mobilized the world. In the meantime, Heather calls and goes, why are guys at the party? Well, this is Dominic's missing. Uh-oh, she and her boyfriend and my other daughter and her boyfriend come to the house. So now it's not just us, it's more family. Christy, my delightful wife, is from 6 kids, so we're still, oh, what do you got? Someone called up, what are you doing today? Oh, Dominic's missing us. So all of a sudden, their whole family's at our house. So now I'm looking at 25 people, right? And not to mention the dogs and the divers and the literally helicopters with heat sinking, all this stuff, heat seeking stuff. And all of a sudden, I snapped into my Super Bowl moment. It's like everybody here is freaking out, all right? And come on, my kid's missing, right? And I got divers in my pond. It's like, I can't freak out. There's no blood or fire yet. I have to make sure that someone stays sane about this. So it was like mobilized into my producer mode. Okay, take all the adults, get them some, pita chips and some hummus, and maybe go in the kitchen. Then we had no pair. Sophie, take all the kids to the basement, put on Bugs Life and take some Doritos, whatever. And we sort of organized the whole thing. Everything went really, really smoothly. People's own panic started to diminish because someone was there going, hey, no blood, no fire, no freak out. So that's really one that I literally remember. When things are getting creepy and weird and pressurized, I go, whoa. No blood, no fire, no freak out. And then you guys are welcome to use that because it works really well for me.
What happened to your son?
Yeah, wait. He's still missing.
No, they found him about a half a mile down this woods here. There's a creek that runs through it. They found him about a half a mile down. He was stuck up to here in the mud. They tracked him with a dog, found him, and he had followed a dragonfly into the woods. And he came back. He was all raspberry cuts and all that stuff, and told stories about the dragonfly, and remembered that dog forever. So he was fine. But it was a very it was a horrible experience. It was a great opportunity for me to further refine my no blood, no fire, no freak out. Anyone? Tammy.
What's the red thing in the second column, third down? We're trying to figure that out. The slingshot. Is that a slingshot?
Oh, a slingshot?
Oh, okay.
Oh, you know what?
I thought it was a bra.
Look, you guys, there's more. Let's talk about the slingshot. I love that. There are a lot of tools that we carry that are the wrong tools for the job. And this was graphically demonstrated to me by one time. My brother and my cousin and I were at my aunt's house, and she was at work, and my uncle was at work, and we were just sitting around, right? Like, that's kind of a dangerous place to be. And we all had slingshots, and we were trying to think what we could do, and one of us, I don't know who came up with the idea that we could take a coat hanger, we could cut off the bottom, right, have this piece of wire, and we could use it like an arrow on our slingshots and maybe go hunting or whatever, I don't know. So we cut a bunch of them off, and I said, I'm going to try it. And my cousin and my brother held up a mattress, and I pulled back the slingshot, and I let go of it. I could see it just go like right into the mattress. It was so cool. And it wasn't in the mattress. And all of a sudden, my little brother's going, it's in your hand! It's in your hand! And I looked at my hand, and sure enough, here's a piece of wire sticking straight into my hand. My cousin's just like looking at me like, and I immediately realized that was probably not the right way to use a slingshot, right? So I try to remember anytime I do reach for a tool, whether it's a real mechanical, physical tool, or it's a tool in my personal toolkit, that I'm using the right one. Because a lot of times, if we don't know what's there really well, and we don't practice using it, then we become ineffective, and it don't do any good to have them anyway. So with that, I really realized at that point that having that tool and using it that way was incorrect. I'm going to tell you about another tool you should use. Is that okay? Indulge me for a moment. I'm going to pick this one. People, let's see. I don't remember what the picture is. It's so bad. I'm going to tell you. Oh, yes, I do. Right there. Anyone knows what these are? What are they? They are sarcophagi. They're sarcophaguses. Okay. The root of that word comes from a Greek word that means rotting flesh. And they used to use these limestone boxes as coffins for bodies that were already decomposing because they wouldn't do the right thing in wood, so they put in these limestone boxes. The funny thing is, there's this word, this tool that we all use, it's sarcasm. Now the root of sarcasm actually comes to mean the tearing of flesh. This is a tool I'm going to invite you not to use so much, okay? Because sarcasm, I don't care how funny it is always about tearing of flesh. And it sort of goes back to my tool number one. Sorry, I'm pushing this one. Tool number one, I'm doing unto others. The more one uses sarcasm, the more flesh we tear. I just think we'd all be happier if sarcasm wasn't coming into the picture as frequently. I've got a great sense of humor. I love to laugh. But the whole thing about sarcasm is something I think is a tool that I try to keep at the very bottom of my toolkit. Because although it comes out from time to time, it's one I'd rather leave buried. Anything? Anyone?
Yeah, what's the turquoise thing? Lower left, one up.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone here read Dr. Seuss? Okay. You know, the thing that's cool about Dr. Seuss is you think it's just like a Popeye cartoon. You know, you think those are made for kids, but they aren't. There's some important stuff in those things, or in the case of Popeye or Betty Boop, it's not necessarily important, but it's definitely like adult thinking. But this is a story of Fenwick, the big-hearted moose. And Fenwick is running through the woods, and a fly lands on his antlers and says, "Oh, I'm so tired. Can I just ride with you for a little while?" Fenwick goes, "Sure, come on." He's running, all the other moose are running. And a spider comes down, "Hey, man, can I?" "Yeah, sure, get aboard." Then this little bird, a hummingbird, and finally the spider saying, "Yeah, come on, get on." And now there's a turkey, and now there's, you know, a bear and a fox, and Fenwick is like running with all this stuff on his antlers. And he gets to the lake, and all his buddies are swimming across to the other side where there's really good green grass. And now the hunters are behind him. And Fenwick's going, "Whoa, like, I got to get out of here. I'm not going to stand here." And all the people on his antlers are going, "No, you can't leave us. You can't jump in the water. We're going to drown," all this stuff. And finally he realized that this was also the time of year that he sheds his antlers. And he does just that. Whoop, and they fall off. Swims over. He's hanging with his buddies. And the last frame of the book is this whole set of antlers with all these stuffed animals, you know, where these guys hunting with their meerschaum hunters. All those animals are up there on the wall as trophies. And even as a little kid, it made me realize that we have to be mindful of what we're carrying. And we have enough stuff generally as human beings to carry of our own. It doesn't mean we can't be helpful and care about people and all that stuff. But in general, a lot of us tend to take on more than we can bear, and for whatever motive or whatever. And it's important to realize that sometimes when you think you're helping a bunch of other people, you're really not helping everybody. And certainly you're not helping yourself. So that book is a very, very, I love reading that book, and I love that story. You have to be aware of what weight you're carrying. Yeah, Steve?
Time's almost up.
Oh, okay.
8 minutes.
8 minutes. All right, pick one more. I'll do a really fast one. Here, I'm going to do this one. No. I'm going to do another karate one if that's okay. Did that one. Derek picked it. Because you guys already know the setup on it, right? Okay, this is cool. There are 3 lessons I learned in karate, besides, you know, chi and all that stuff, which I don't remember. He always picked on me. The master always picked on me because I was big, and I would go along with what he wanted to do. And he brought me up front. He had me stand there, and he was an amazing human being, so strong and structured and studied. And he would put his hand out and says, "Try and move me." And at first he would just hold me, and I'd try to move, and I could get him to move. And then he would just let his arm go. And his point was, look, if someone's pushing on you, and you don't give them something to push on, they can't move you. So the whole thing of pushing back, whether it's a defensive attitude or someone says something and you come back on the defense or offensively defensive, is something to think about. Because if you don't resist, and I learned this in a lot of other lessons, if you don't push back on someone that's pushing you, then they can't push you around. And it happens in business, it happens in real life, it happens in related marriages, it happens in every relationship you have. You need to know when you have to push back, right? Again, you have to know your self-worth and all that stuff. But sometimes we push back on stuff for the sake of pushing back, and it gives someone the opportunity to push us further backwards. So that's the second karate story. Okay, Stacy pointed out I have a few minutes. This story, hopefully you'll walk away with tools today, but if you can walk with this one, I'll be most thankful. This is my son Quinn. Has anyone seen the Silverado commercial right now from the Super Bowl?
Yep.
Where Tommy is in the well, and then he said, "That's Quinn." Okay? I didn't even know there's a volcano in this town, all right? And it's absolutely this boy. And when he was 3 years old, He had to be, always was some other different kind of superhero. I don't know what it was, but it was always something. And, one time he was, somebody's jumping and running. It always involves jumping, I don't know why. But he jumped from the couch to the fireplace hearth. And he missed. He hit his head and big black eye, and uh-oh, we better go to the doctor. I have 6 kids, so we go to the pediatrician a lot. And they know us really well, and we also know that if you go to the pediatrician and you need something else, you get into the ER faster because they call ahead. So that's something we know. So we took him to the pediatrician, they're like, whoa, nothing's broken, Quinn, how'd you do that? Oh, it's fine. And his eye completely swelled, it wouldn't open. He called that one eye open, one eye closed period of his life. And he refers to it from time to time. And so that healed and got better. And then one day, he was some other superhero running around, and he put a butterfly net on his head. I don't know what protected him or gave him superpowers, whatever. So he's running around the house with this butterfly net, and he jumps from the couch, and the stick on the net was longer than his legs. So we caught him right about here. And you remember my no blood, no fire, no freak out? Well, there was lots of blood. And I'm freaking out. So I'm going, okay, yeah, I'm at Super Bowl. All right, come on, let's get him up. So go to the pediatrician, knowing he needs stitches, definitely, but knowing that we also would wait less time there than at the ER. We get there, and knowing that it's Quinn, because Quinn is a kid. He's in 1st grade right now. His friends are all the 8th graders. I go to pick him up, and he's like this the whole time. And they're all high-fiving, so Quinn he entertains wherever he goes. All the nurses are there. Doctor comes to the room. Quinn, what'd you do? What'd you do? No, I did this and this. I was flying. He goes, oh, Quinn, you've got to stop doing this stuff to hurt yourself. He looked up at that doctor, his 3-year-old. He goes, well, I'm not going to change my lifestyle. And I'm sitting there. And this kid's 3 years old, right? And I felt completely schooled by this little guy. Like, why do we change our lifestyles? But he's not talking about a car. He's not talking about that, even that suit or whatever, because those are interchangeable. He can be a superhero with whatever suit. He's talking about how he relates to the world, right? And I'm sitting there going, thank you, Quinn. I got to keep that in mind. I got to remember that there's creative genius. I have to remember my self-worth. I have to remember all this powerful, powerful stuff in my toolkit so that I can be better at whatever it is I do, right? So, in parting, I ask you guys, take some of these tools with you. Examine your toolkit. You've got them. You can think of things you've learned and what worked for you and what didn't work for you, and you can figure out how to use them better. But most of all, get back to your creative genius. Get back to your lifestyle, which is the way of looking at the world with curiosity and wonder. And at the end of the day, you're going to be better at everything you do.
Thanks, Kevin. Great talk. And today we're going to start at the back of the room for introductions, which we never do. Yeah, sorry, people at the front. So if you just want to, we're going to ask you to stand up, give us your name, your company, and briefly if there's anything we can help you with, and then pass the mic to your friend. And we're going to start in the way back here with Vince, who records this program for podcast, and it's a thankless job because he has to stand here in the back just working the entire time. So Vince, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Vince Gillespie with BC Web Services. I do the recordings and we also help out with video and web stuff occasionally. We're at the NEF tomorrow. We're going to be doing some recording, and one other event I didn't mention. A2 Ethics is doing a ethics slam at Arbor Brewing at 8:30 tomorrow. If you're interested in that.
Hi, I'm Pam Palmieri with Promotions Etc. For the last 10 years, we've helped people with promotional solutions, and most recently we helped 2 companies improve their bottom line by over $50,000. This is my partner, Vince.
Hello, I'm Damon Mark with the Wireless Shop in Dexter. We're a Verizon exclusive dealer, and we do business-to-business communication services. So if you need any wireless services with your business, please think of us. We're located downtown Dexter on Main Street.
Hi, my name's Nikki. I'm currently interning with LA2M, so I just help out around here. Hi, I'm Tiffany. Thank you so much, Kevin. I work with Kevin, and I never knew. I mean, I know he's very smart, but gosh, that was really incredible. Thank you so much. So to have great speakers like him at LA2M, we need sponsorship, and that includes a newsletter. So we're looking for sponsors. So come talk to me afterwards, and we'll get that up for you.
Just want to add to the praise, Kevin. Amazing. Thank you. My name is David Waite, and I'm a digital marketing intern with Ingenex.
Hi, my name is Tony Archer. I'm all things advertising with Norcom.
Hello, I'm Lanny White. Second time I saw this, Kevin, it was great. The second time, too. Growbiz.org, serving small and medium, high growth organizations.
I'm Ted Belding Consulting. I help clients understand and solve complex problems using techniques like data mining, optimization, and computer modeling.
Hi, I'm Megan Kearney with Underground Printing. We do custom screen printing, apparel, and embroidery. And we're located right across the street. I'm new in town. I'm actually still living in that town to the west called East Lansing, so the commute is killing me. Anyway, please stop in and say hello. I'd love to meet all of you and get to know more business people in Ann Arbor.
Hi, I'm Tammy Burgess with Women Making Connections, and we help business people meet each other in fun and social events. Coming up on February 24th, it's girls' night only, sorry guys. It's cigars, bourbon, and wine sampling. But on March 3rd, we have the Mirror Effect, which is for everyone. So check out our website, womenmakingconnections.com.
I'm Rhonda Schneelar. I'm with Cole Taylor Mortgage here in Ann Arbor, down on Stadium and Main Street. And this is my first time here, and it's been a pleasure meeting all of you.
You met everybody?
Well, I just did.
Hi, everyone. My name is Tanya Cook. I'm an attorney here with the Dowd and Getty Law Firm, which is right down the street on Main Street. We're a full-service law firm, and again, this is my first time. I didn't really know what to expect, but the presentation was wonderful. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. I'm Todd Gagne. I'm the Midwest Regional Director for a company called iZig. iZig is a mobile media marketing company, and we own the short code for texting, 90210, which is the most popular 5 digits in the world. What I'm trying to do is establish anybody that's in marketing that wants another thing in your portfolio, come and see me because there's a great opportunity with this. And support local business here in Ann Arbor. Text free cover, one word, to 90210, and you're supporting Live and Gracie's, who's on our system and doing really well with it. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Little with Superior HR Solutions. I do HR consulting and outsourcing for small companies. Basically, I help keep small business owners and CEOs out of jail.
I'm Tom Crawford. I help teach people how to communicate better, and I'll be speaking next week here at noon doing designing and delivering great presentations. So if you do presentations like this, or you do sales presentations, or internal status updates, or whatever it might be, you've got to talk to people and you've got to use visuals to do it, come next week and we'll show you how to do it.
Hi, I'm Nancy Ferris. My company is Media Alchemy. I do publicity and event marketing. I'm currently working on a series of Live Green fairs that are launching across the metropolitan area, and working on a home show and a craft show in Gillespie. Kevin's an old friend of mine. We knew each other in previous incarnations from more than 10 years ago. It's a pleasure to see your presentation. It was awesome. Thanks.
I'm Cliff Sheldon with the Ann Arbor State Bank, and would also recommend the new Enterprise Forum meeting tomorrow night, where, among other things, Dick Sarnes and Tom Porter are going to be honored for their support for the entrepreneurial community.
I'm Kara Heinrichs. I'm with a company called Magento, open source e-commerce software company. I head up education and training there, and also do e-commerce consulting, all aspects, design, development, optimization, conversion, things like that.
Hi, I'm Greg Croso. I'm owner of Croso & Associates. We develop transactional websites and e-commerce websites. So if you have any e-commerce needs, talk to me after the meeting.
Evan Lauder from Sharp Music. If you have any experience converting a website to mobile platforms, things like that, I'd like to hear your experiences with that.
Hi, I'm Katie Greer. I have a background in marketing and advertising. I recently started a search for a career change, so I'm here to maybe pick up a few tips and tricks to help me along my way. My first event, and it's really nice to see everybody here in the Ann Arbor community.
Afternoon now. J.P. Peterson, product manager and advisor. I tend to come in and help folks with turning around troubled business units, business processes, or troubled customer relationships. If you need help, give me a call.
I'm Becky Teller. I work in customer service at Huron Valley Printing and Imaging.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Schwartz. I also work at Huron Valley Printing and Imaging. We are a printing company as well as a marketing support company. So if you're looking to reach your clients and your target audience more, we can definitely help with that and come up with a plan beyond just actually doing the printing work as well.
Hi, I'm Bob, and I take pictures.
I'm Don, and I make music. I'm also marketing director at Fleming Artists, just down the street, another Main Street neighbor. And Kevin, I remember the nose at sale. I used to spend a lot of money there, a lot of time there. We probably met in a past life. So thanks again.
Hi, I'm Karen Dickinson. I'm a web designer specializing in front-end coding and theming for content management systems.
Hi, I'm Mary Lou Wolf with Boulevard Financial. We help you secure your financial future by planning for tomorrow, today.
Karen von Hesselberg, and we're just learning to come into this internet age.
My name is Heather Gillespie, and I'm here to support my awesome dad here. I'm not in the marketing area at all. I'm a nurse at U of M Hospital, but loved your speech today. Thanks.
Hi, my name is Joel Bergen. I'm with Fish. We raise money for community nonprofit organizations by sending their supporters to local businesses. So I have an ask today. We're launching in Ann Arbor. If you know a community nonprofit organization that's trying to raise funds, or you have or manage a local business, give me your business card and write the name of that nonprofit on the back of your business card and get it to me afterwards. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Steve Pragmas, also with Dish Fish. I help out with what we call sharketing. And that's just building on the whole catch and release belief that you go into an organization, you buy something, that's a catch, and then the organization releases money to the charity.
Danny Black with SureDwarf.com. I'm working with the University of Michigan on a human growth hormone trial. I'd stand up, but it's not working in the way that I intended it to. Got a 43-inch waist.
Hi everyone, I'm Megan Crosby with the Charles Reinhardt Company. We are celebrating our 40th year in business. I just wanted to let you guys know the Women's Exchange of Washtenaw is hosting a Moving Michigan Forward event tomorrow from 11 to 1:30. You are all invited, boys and girls can come.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Keith Paul, and I am honored and privileged to share the microphone every Saturday with Kevin. He tells these stories on the air. You have to listen to him. He does great. Our company is called Handy Pro International, and if you have a house and you have a to-do list like a ceiling fan repair, drywall repair, that type of thing, that's what we help out with. And we also franchise around the country. So, thank you.
First time here, my name is John Tenza. I'm with the Reinhardt Company. I've been in business over 32 years. I've trained over 30,000 brokerage managers and realtors across the country to do a better job. I'm right here in town helping people buy smarter and sell better.
Hi, I'm Connie Pop from Michigan Ability Partners, and we're one of those nonprofits that we're going to look you guys up in a minute. We work with the homeless, veterans, and people with disabilities. And right now I'm here looking for help doing online marketing. If anybody wants to volunteer and help, I could really use it. Thank you.
Hey Kevin, it's great reconnecting with you. You did an awesome job, dude.
Good job. I'm Jim Gilligan, Snedeker's Green Earth Cleaners. 96 years of experience our company has, environmentally friendly dry cleaning and free pickup and delivery here in Ann Arbor. And you can find it at itsclean.com.
Hi, my name is Beatrice. I'm a recent graduate of the university and I'm just in town for the week, so I decided to stop by and check out mine.
Hi, I'm Mike Hensel. I'm with InMotion Studios. We're looking for companies that want to use video to promote their brands and sell their products and services over the web.
Hi, I'm Stacy. You guys know that from Dollar Bill, digital printer. And we are doing all the printing for the new Enterprise Forum tomorrow night. So when you get there and get everything, we did all that. So you can check it out.
Hi, my name is Kim Beeson. I'm a copywriter and I'm always looking for freelance opportunities. So if you have any, please let me know. Thank you.
I'm Roger Rayle. I do video. And I'm going to be doing next week when Tom is here. But 2 weeks from now, I'm not able to be here, so I need somebody to take over the video, live streaming the video here. So see me afterward.
Hi everyone, my name is Chris Lynn. I'm with Mandy and Pandy. And Kevin, I really enjoyed your presentation today. At Mandy and Pandy, some of you may know that we're very active in getting our television show off the ground. It's a $10 million project and we're $1 million short. So we're looking out to angels and various funds right now to reach out and raise that $1 million within the next 100 days. If you know anybody, feel free to drop by and give me a card. We can set up a coffee or something to discuss. Thank you.
Hi, my name's John Porter. I really enjoyed these meetings we have here. Today was another good example of what you can learn here. I'm an IT person between jobs and I'm using the details information I get here to market myself better.
Susan Harris, I'm a tech writer focusing on internet infrastructure research protocols.
Hi, my name is Jerry Hughes. I'm a CPA in the area, so I specialize in litigation support and forensic accounting.
Hi, my name is Jerry Willis of MySelfWorth, a career development website on a life planning platform, and we're looking for back-end coders.
I'm Dave Murray with Good Stuff Studios. We do graphic design, illustration, photography. We cover any kind of imaging needs you guys probably want, hopefully want, please want. We're looking for anybody right now that maybe has a marketing or advertising company that needs some extra help with graphics. And that's good. Thanks very much.
Mark Reynolds, I'm going to piggyback on the new Enterprise Forum message again. We're probably going to run out of seats at this point. I'd like to speak with Tom because I love doing presentations, so that's why I asked for today. Thanks.
I'm Mike Brooks. I'm with Import Technologies. We're a new startup that's spinning out of Michigan State. And sorry?
Go green.
Go green. Although I live in Ann Arbor and I'm a Michigan guy. But anyway. And we're making something that I doubt anybody in this room is particularly interested in, but it is a new flame retardant material we hope is going to make everybody's life safer and better someday. Thank you.
Ross Johnson's being humble here. Humble man right there. All right, so I think that was everybody. Our humble photographer.
Carter Sherline, Frog Print Studios, and I'm a commercial editor and portrait photographer.
Yes, and Carter is the kind of photographer who helps out by photographing our events, so thank you. When he's here, thank you for that, when he's not out shooting exotic locations. And Bob Ferran also helps. He's another kind photographer who sponsors our newsletter. So we have lots of kind photographers. You see this in the theme here. You know. Anyway, I see a pattern. So anyways, thanks both of you for helping. And so my name is Derek Maribon. I'm CEO of Ingenix Digital Marketing. We do all types of digital types of marketing, kind of speaks for itself. And I'm usually your MC here. And Dee Davies not here. Dee, we miss Dee from Creative Ideas Marketing. She couldn't make it. So real briefly, Tom Crawford, who's right up there, he coached, I know he coached the TEDx Lansing people. And it was interesting because after watching the TEDx speakers, I said, wow,
Yeah, those really good speakers, and I learned that they learn techniques from Tom. So he's a real professional speaker coach, and I think we're going to learn a lot from his presentation. So bring a friend. Let's give one more big round of applause to Kevin Gillespie.
Derek, round of applause to Derek, because Derek puts this thing on.
Thanks. Thank you. And yeah, I think Kevin gave us all a nice perspective. I feel better personally for the rest of the day, which thanks for that inspiration. So see you next week. If you come back, and go have a great one.